So I was going to move from ChatGPT to Claude because Claude have the Claude desktop app, which is an app that connects your Claude model to your local files on your hard disk. I was literally just about to do that. And then, of course, ChatGPT recently came out with Codex, which is very similar. It's essentially the same thing. I'll show how I'm going to install it. Later on, of course, as I keep working with it, I'll share more videos on how it works and compare it to ChatGPT app that you might be used to. Go into openai.com/codex, click download on your Windows. I've already downloaded it, installer. So I'm going to continue with ChatGPT. Because I'm subscribed into ChatGPT, it's going to ask for me to just log in with my ChatGPT account. It's going to ask me to approve in this case. So in my phone, I just have to verify and say, yes, it's me. And now it tells me that I can continue. It explains what it is. It's installed. So this is an app that's now sitting on my computer. Looks like the ChatGPT app that you're used to. You've got your chat window here and you've got your settings and your chats. Then there's projects, but the projects are not the same as the ChatGPT projects. And you've got like regular chats here that you can have with it. One of the things that has already disappeared here, because I had installed it previously, you'll see a message here. I think it said something like agent to your hard disk or your computer. Just click accept. You've got the same kind of interface as you have in ChatGPT. You can add photos and files, and it's connected to your ChatGPT plan. So if I go into my settings, you can change your appearance, so go light and dark. You can change themes. I'm not going to go over these. Just play around with these and see what you can do with them. I didn't touch any of these. Like even this personalization, which is kind of similar to ChatGPT, you can add custom instructions here. I don't think you need it because the projects that I'm going to build through it, that's where I'm going to stick my custom instructions per project. Another thing that you can check is the usage limits. Because it's connected to my ChatGPT account, it's telling me how much I've used, and every 5 hours it resets itself. There's also the weekly usage limit that resets itself on this day. And then you can buy credits. I'm going to click back here on the top. Here, there's the button work in a project. You can use an existing folder or you can start from scratch. I'd prefer to create a folder already, use an existing folder, and then you can connect it to my creative workflow, let's say folder, and that sets up a project. If I click select folder, it'll create a project called Creative's Workflow. And here you can select which models you want to use. The 5.4 is a slightly older model, and then you've got the new 5.5. You also have access to some of the older models. These will use less credits than the new model, of course. That's generally the case. It's not always true. You need to check it. And you've got different intelligence values for each model. So you can go low, so lower intelligence, all the way to extra high. Stick it on medium. High sometimes you can go, but medium's good enough for most tasks. Let's go into, you know what, I'm going to give it the marketing because that's the one I want to start with. So I'm going to select my folder, and now I'm in the marketing project. In that marketing project are other files. So if I open it, you'll see I've got designs, I've got social media, I've got my website, I've got articles. Now ChatGPT has access to all these subfolders inside of marketing, and it can read all the information that's in there. I can set up a lot of data for it to look at, and I can give it instructions on how to work with that data. And the way you do that is to create skills, and those skills are like your instructions in ChatGPT Projects. So the instructions essentially are skills. And here you can set up multiple skills and call on them. So here I could say, create me a skill. Actually, you know what? The best way of working is I can talk to it. So I'll click the microphone and dictate to it. Yes, you can use my microphone, and create me a skill that can work in my marketing folder, focused on writing amazing LinkedIn posts based on a format that works best in LinkedIn. Use my file inside the social media folder to understand how I like my LinkedIn posts to write. Pay attention to the formatting and the kind of language and the language style. I like my language to be 7th grade, sometimes even down to 5th grade level, just to make things very simple and easy to understand. Can you write me a skill or create me a skill that will help me do that? Stop dictation, and it will transcribe. And the transcribe tool of ChatGPT is actually really good. I think it's better than Gemini's. So I can now come in and edit here, whatever I don't think is necessary. And if I click go, it'll create me a skill, instructions to do that task. And it'll place it in my skills folder, Codex skills. in your user, the folder in your Windows, you'll find all the skills that it'll build for you here. Then once I've built that, click go. You'll see it's working now in the background to build that, to understand what it is I need, what it is I needed and how to set that up. So while it's working, you can select /pet and it's wake up your pet. Your pet appears on the bottom right, and you can go off and do work. Let's say I want to work on my notebook LM. This pet still stays there on my interface, and when it's finished its job, it'll alert me. I really like that kind of tool. Soon it'll tell me it needs my permission. Here, you see, just in time, I can click on it. It'll take me there and it'll say, do you want me to create the new codex skill so it is automatically available in future sessions? So I'll click yes, and it'll keep working. I can go back and continue my work in the background, and it'll keep alerting you when you need to give it access to something. So let me go back in. Another thing you can do is have just a general chat. Here I'm talking within the project. It's focused only on this project. That's the thing I'll do videos of in the future, of how you organize your folders and your project folders. So here it's asking, do you want me to write the completed skill.md and voice guide into a new skills folder in the codex skills folder? I'll click yes, because I'm going to change it anyway. So it's going to continue working. So you can also have normal chat. So I can click here in chat, click a new chat. And now it's asking, do you want me to validate the new skill folder under? Say yes. But now I can have just a general chat with ChatGPT. Let's say I go to 5.4 and I say, can you search online for instructions that would be good for my codex to help me with marketing and social media? Yeah, so it's finished. It gave me a kind of a blue dot there that it finished. So it said done. I created the skill here. It's got a voice guide and a skill.md file. So it's a markdown file. It's just a text file. It works within the marketing folder that I created. So if we look at it, it'll show it to me here on the right. It has written the kind of instructions you'd put in your ChatGPT projects. It says write LinkedIn post overview, use this skill to turn ideas into LinkedIn posts. I never told it about ideas that sound like Gore, clear, practical, human, and easy to understand. Keep writing simple enough for 7th grade. So it's given different formats. So it did its research. So there's this short text post, the medium post, the carousels, build the post around one clear shift. So I can adjust that, of course. I can say, okay, this is what I like about working with ChatGPT's Codex now. I can see that this is the way I do want to work. This is what I intended with the Claude and actually work in this way, where you can tell it, edit your skill. So if the results that it gives me are not quite on point and maybe they're too casual or too formal, or I don't like the format that it's giving me, I can talk to it about it and say, look, I don't like this format. Look at the format I do like. Tell me what you see. And I'll say, okay, edit your skill so that you give me this result. And it knows to go to that file in that folder and change and edit itself, its own skill. So much better way of working than going into ChatGPT's projects, which I like to work in. I work with them a lot. If you've seen my videos, I've just made a video about which 3 projects I use the most. So these 3 here on top. Yeah, this is a good way of working, but every time I need to change the instructions, I need to come here, go to project settings, and edit the instructions myself and think through them and make sure that the nuance and the clarity that I'm writing in will actually give me the result that I want. Here, I'm using the AI to correct itself. It's smart enough to go back into this file and edit things. And that way you can keep iterating on the go to improve its abilities. If I go back to this normal chat that I had, and I asked it, can you search online for skill instructions? I could basically use that information and say, copy this, go back into here. Does this help you fix your skill that you just wrote? Just paste it in. I didn't even read it, but I'm assuming that it picked up relevant information off the internet about building skills. It says, yes, that helps. The good news, the skill I made is already narrow, which is the right direction. I'm going to tighten it further so it behaves more like a specialist LinkedIn writing skill. There are rules that I need to give it in there. Like one of the things I hate in AI writing these days, AI, one of the things that an AI wrote anything is they keep saying, it's not this, it's that. So this contrast switches that it keeps giving in the writing. And I hate that writing. And it's just a good sign that an AI wrote something. I always give it that instruction, do not, under any circumstances, do that. Regular ChatGPT keeps forgetting that. So I need to figure out how to ensure that it doesn't do it. So it edited the skill. So if I open, it's open here. Yeah, I can see it's already slightly changed a few of the wording. So now if I want to call in that skill that we created, select the @ sign. It called it write LinkedIn post. So I'll select that. Now it's asking that skill, write a post that is the heading mood boards are dead. It'll now use what that skill, those instructions to now write that post. So it's now written a LinkedIn post that is formatted not in the way I like. I'll need to work on that. Anyway, I thought I'd just switch on the camera and show you what how I set it up, how I start, how quick it is, and just the thought process of why I'm going to move towards Codex and work with it more. If you're a ChatGPT subscriber, I would suggest looking at using Codex. And it's not meant, like that's what I started with in the video. This might have put you off, this wording, a coding agent that helps you build and ship with AI. It's not. It can be much more than that. So if you like the video, click the like button and do subscribe. I'll come in with more videos about Codex. If you want to see how the 3 ChatGPT projects I created, they can help you in the thought process for Codex as well. Click on this video link here. Or if you want to see how I build a 5-step AI workflow for people and creative businesses that take you from a client intake to the design process, that workflow, again, can fit into Codex and how you use Codex for that. Click on this video link here if you want to see it.